From embarrassing a restaurant owner in front of the diners and telling her demeaning words,
"You may have bought the restaurant at 23, my darling, but you're not fucking running it. Grow up, Lisa, will you?"
to the most brutal exposure that made a chef quit his job on the spot.
"This is my last night. I'm out of here. I quit."
Here are Gordon Ramsay's cruelest moments from kitchen nightmares, starting with Cafe Tavalini, which was once a busy and popular Italian restaurant that many people loved, but things slowly went downhill after Keith and Lisa bought it. Like many first-time restaurant owners, they never had prior knowledge of how everything was supposed to be done.
We didn't know the restaurant business. I'm a hairdresser by trade, and Keith owned liquor stores. We had no clue.
However, the real problem wasn't inexperience, but the lack of effort they put in to make the business successful, while their children, Van and Jolie, worked very hard every day to keep the restaurant going. But Keith and Lisa seemed careless and uninterested. Even viewers were disgusted with their attitude towards the restaurant, stirring up disappointed comments like, "These two are like the textbook definition of people who shouldn't own a restaurant." By this point, everyone knew the restaurant needed help, and in an attempt to save it, Chef Gordon Ramsay stepped in. It didn't take long for Gordon to notice the couple's nonchalant attitude, especially during dinner service. Instead of being present and involved, Keith and Lisa left the responsibility entirely in the hands of their staff. Even while orders piled up and the restaurant struggled to survive, the owners were sitting comfortably in their car, taking time for themselves as their business slowly crashed. After the dinner service, Ramsay called a meeting to address everything he had noticed over time, and he said,
"You've been abusing your restaurants. The owners? I didn't see you get upset. I saw you walk outside with a coat and you were sat in the car. It's a joke!"
But Ramsay quickly realized that words alone weren't enough. So he made a cruel move that changed the restaurant's business perspective. The next morning, after dinner service, Ramsay put up a large close sign and wrapped caution tape around the entire building to block people from entering. Since Keith and Lisa didn't know it was planned, they genuinely believed that they had lost everything, which got them emotional.
Keith?
It's fucked up. I mean, it's not what I wanted. It's too much money invested in this place. This is not good.
And eventually, they promised to do better after realizing their situation.
Keith and I are willing to make drastic changes in our lives to save our restaurant. We have our full commitment from Keith and I that we will work as hard as we can to make the changes.
Moments later, Ramsay revealed the truth and why he took such action.
This is a wake-up call. But this will be the result if we don't start now, and I mean now.
That cruel moment from Ramsay's actions opened their eyes to accept their responsibilities as restaurant owners. However, while Ramsay pulled a stunt that not only terrified the owners but made them promise to change, the next restaurant on this list took Ramsay's cruelty to the next level. Black Pearl was a restaurant owned by three friends named David, Greg, and Brian. While going into business together sounded like a good idea, having three owners quickly became the restaurant's biggest weakness as it delayed their decision-making and gave way to management issues. Because of that, they struggled to maintain customers and were in huge debt.
Did we get that $2,500? Because I'm about $4,000 short of payroll.
The problem started when we started to run low on money.
From the look of things, Ramsay seemed like their only hope when he arrived, and almost immediately, Gordon pointed out the restaurant's problems. But instead of listening and accepting criticism, David got into a big argument with Chef Ramsay.
I don't know, Gordon.
Yeah, do you ever ask yourself that question?
I ask myself that question all the time.
I suppose you actually don't give a fuck, you know that?
I do give a fuck, and you know I give a fuck. What do you want me to do? I disagree. It doesn't smell bad to me, the fish.
I've just given a piece to your chef.
Yeah.
The piece was stinking.
It wasn't stinking.
You're blind, my friend.
The exchange of words between Ramsay and David clearly showed how hard it was to work with David. However, after a disastrous dinner service, Ramsay gathered the owners and told them that they had to stop fighting and start working as a real team. Not only that, Gordon simplified the menu and taught the staff better ways to do things. But David constantly made disrespectful comments and refused to cooperate.
Ceviche, majorly trendy.
You taste the ceviche?
It's so good.
Not very good. I don't like that shrimp thing either.
That's amazing.
Ah, that's good too.
What kind of fish is it? It's codfish? I don't really like that.
As Ramsay's visit came to an end, he finally sat David down and clearly told him that his behavior was actively destroying the restaurant. This was one of those moments where Gordon dropped the filter entirely, using harsh words to make sure David understood exactly how damaging he had become.
Really?
You're not passionate about running a restaurant.
Really?
You're just abusing it and using it.
What did I do?
I've never met an individual that's so full of shit in all my life.
How have I been lying to you, Gordy?
From the first minute you walked in this fucking door, standing there with your big long coat and your fucking sunglasses, looking like proud cock. That was it, first impressions. Then you start debating lobsters because you think you're some smart ass on the back of a few fucking shit dive books. My advice is for him to get his partners, get your money out, yeah, and disappear. This restaurant has every chance of succeeding, but not while you are in it.
Many viewers felt Gordon was right and supported his words with comments like, "David was toxic. If you don't get rid of the toxicity, it's game over." Ramsay's words may have sounded cruel, but they exposed the real issue that had been dragging Black Pearl down for a long time. And while those words bruised David's ego, they were nothing compared to what Gordon Ramsay would say to the owner of the next restaurant on this list. In Season 2 of Kitchen Nightmares, Ramsay visited Hannah and Mason's Beastro, which was owned by two friends, Chris and Brian. The restaurant was in big trouble because it was serving bad food, losing money, and Brian was extremely lazy.
Brian's very lazy. Brian can be lazy.
Brian needs to step up a lot. I just find it difficult to be motivated.
By the time Gordon came to help them, he met the owners and decided to quietly observe the kitchen during dinner service. But what he witnessed was something no professional chef should ever encounter. Things got even worse when he inspected the refrigerator and saw cooked chicken sitting right on top of raw chicken. At that moment, Gordon exploded in anger.
Raw chicken!
That should never happen, you know. It should...
Oh my God! Chris, it's fucking chicken against raw chicken!
But instead of responding, Brian stood there silently and looked away, acting as if he did not want to hear the truth. That reaction made Gordon really upset, and he shouted,
Hey, panini head, are you listening to me?
Yes.
You're gonna kill someone! I'm eating here!
The nickname came out of nowhere, but it instantly stuck because it was so random and funny, yet cruel at the same time. Even viewers couldn't help but laugh, with one commenting, "Oh, panini head." Even the recipient of the insult is trying not to laugh. While the nickname itself might sound harmless, it was the moment, the tone, and the pure frustration in Ramsay's voice that made it so brutal. And just like Brian, the next restaurant owner on this list would also face Gordon Ramsay's cruelty, only this time, it would be even worse. Michelle Bardavid was the owner of the Secret Garden restaurant. Even though the business was clearly struggling, Michelle was blinded by pride and completely unable to see his own mistakes.
Michelle's arrogant, he's French, he's a chef, all chefs are arrogant. Michelle can be very, very difficult to work with.
When Gordon Ramsay arrived to help save the restaurant, he tasted the food and immediately hated it. Many of the dishes were made from frozen packages instead of fresh ingredients, which went against everything Ramsay stood for. And when Gordon told Michelle the truth, he became upset.
You seem proud of that food. You seem quite...
Yeah, I like it.
You like it?
Yeah, I think it's good. I mean,
Don't take this personally.
yes,
I thought your food was crap. I had one of the worst meals I've ever eaten.
that's a matter of opinion.
God.
Even though he was initially arrogant, he agreed to listen and accept the criticism. With that opening, Gordon began making changes like changing the menu and fixing the kitchen in order to keep things running smoothly. For a brief moment, things seemed to improve as the restaurant looked better. But that hope didn't last long. On relaunch night, everything collapsed because Michelle arrogantly rejected the new menu, abandoned Ramsay's changes, and returned to his old recipes without warning.
The new menu, it's good, but it's not good enough. We have to make it good enough. Your menu is not better than mine.
Oh, fucking hell. Yeah, no, I can see it on your face, but I'm not going to start here and let you send shit. Not tonight, huh? No way.
I'm getting frustrated.
When Gordon Ramsay continued to confront him about it, Michelle responded by bragging about his achievements instead of taking responsibility.
Your menu is not better than mine. You know?
You're a donkey.
My food been voted best chef in Ventura County.
What?
That was the breaking point for Gordon, as he lost his temper, pointing and shouting in pure frustration. In a cruel and unforgettable moment, he said this to Michelle.
You run a shithole of a kitchen. Fuck yourself.
No,
okay?
no.
Fuck off. Who the fuck are you to turn around and tell me when you work like a pig? You
Okay.
French pig! Look round.
Big mouth. You're not happy?
I'm fucking happy.
You can get out.
Go on.
You can get out.
Fuck yourself.
You can get out. It's my fucking kitchen.
Yeah, is it? Well, it's your fucking kitchen and clean it, you lazy cunt.
The words were a direct attack on Michelle's ego and instantly became one of the most talked about moments the show had ever seen. It was so epic that a viewer said that Gordon screaming French pig like that made the whole of medieval England cheer, while calling Michelle a French pig seemed harsh. It was Gordon's way of expressing how bad the chef made him feel. And as brutal as this moment was, it still didn't compare to what the next restaurant owner experienced at the hands of Gordon Ramsay. Lido de Manhattan was a beachside Italian restaurant owned by Lisa Hammett, a 28-year-old woman who was a business school graduate. However, despite having that educational background, the restaurant was in serious trouble, which is why it needed immediate help.
I've just been so frustrated. I'm barely making it by. And I can't continue on like this.
By the time Gordon got to the restaurant, he headed straight to the kitchen to observe the first dinner service to see what was really going on. And what he discovered was so disgusting.
Oh my God. That's disgusting.
When was the last time this place was cleaned?
Look at it. This is above food. I mean, come on.
This discovery exposed how bad things had become behind the scenes. Gordon immediately confronted Lisa about the state of the kitchen, but instead of showing remorse, she appeared defensive.
I don't think it really has affected or gone in the food. Like,
How do you know?
we have customers to serve right now.
Seeing that his words were not getting through, Gordon made a humiliating move by bringing the customers into the kitchen so they could see the filthy conditions for themselves. The sight of the dirt terrified the customers, and that was when reality hit Lisa, which made her run to the bathroom and break down in tears, struggling to face the truth.
You come out, make us look like shit in front of like friends and customers.
Gordon followed her, but instead of comforting her, he told her the hard truth.
You're totally oblivious to what's happening in your business. You may have bought the restaurant at 23, my darling, but you're not fucking running it. Grow up, Lisa, will you?
His words were blunt, and that moment stood out as one of Gordon Ramsay's cruelest moments on Kitchen Nightmares. And fans also supported his words with a comment, "We learned the hard way, Lisa. Grow up." Of course, she grew up because she was able to bounce back. And Lido de Manhattan is still in business today with a 4.0 rating on Yelp. While Gordon's harsh words helped Lisa get back on track, the next restaurant owners faced something entirely different. In Season 5 of Kitchen Nightmares, Gordon Ramsay walked into Burger Kitchen, a failing restaurant owned by Alan Saffron. While his wife, Jen, helped run the business, their son, Daniel, worked there as the main chef. But even from the start, it was clear that the restaurant's biggest problems was not the food, but the broken family behind it. Gordon quickly learned a shocking truth about the financial manipulation that left Daniel feeling angry, trapped, and powerless in a business built with his own money.
When you invested in this restaurant, unknown to you, yeah? How frustrating was that? I mean,
Very.
your dad was
in all his wisdom and the way he can just manipulate said, why don't we open a restaurant? And I said, well, that's a little ridiculous. We know nothing about it. Let's not do that.
I thought it was going to be bad, but I didn't think it was going to be quite that bad.
I don't trust him anymore.
From Gordon's conversation with Daniel, he found out that his dad had taken his own inheritance from his grandfather to invest in the restaurant business without his consent. And this totally frustrated his life and work in the restaurant. So as dinner service began, Daniel had a clash with the chef that made him fire the chef on the spot.
I'm gonna jump over the side of this thing and knock your ass out if you don't stop it.
You are! Come here right now, man! Come here right now!
You don't want to get out of here.
Get out right now! Right now!
Me.
Get the fuck out right now!
Get out.
Out! Done!
Get out.
Done! Done! Bye!
Done.
Goodbye!
Out of here.
Bye! Goodbye! Goodbye!
Gordon realized the real issue was not cooking mistakes, but the deep emotional pain Daniel had carried for a long time. He then called Alan, Jen, and Daniel's girlfriend into a private meeting where emotions ran high, and the truth could no longer be avoided, making Daniel spill out how he felt.
And the only way this business can move forward is if we clear the air.
I don't trust you because of how you opened this restaurant. What you have to admit is that what you did was wrong. What you did was really, really wrong.
During this raw confrontation, Gordon spoke in a harsh and direct way, accusing Alan of stealing from his own son and bullying him for years, while also calling out Jen for supporting the behavior.
We're in a dreadful predicament. It is not necessary. You have to change your ways, both of you. The way you describe your father, it's exactly the way Daniel would describe you, and I'm sorry to tell you this, but You've got to listen.
Like always, viewers agreed with Gordon, believing that the father ripped off his son, which was evident in this comment. The father needs to be constantly reminded that the only reason he's an owner is that he stole $250,000 from his son. Burger Kitchen was more like a family torn apart by financial and emotional manipulation. But while Gordon Ramsay had to play therapist more than chef in this episode, the next restaurant on this list would test his patience with an unexpected stubbornness. One of the most shocking moments in kitchen nightmares happened at Amy's Baking Company in Scottsdale, Arizona. This was a restaurant that became famous for treating customers very badly.
You can go, madam. Don't come back, madam. I'd be happy not to see you here. Thank you. You piece of shit.
You are a little pansy. Get out of here. Don't you ever come back here. You little weenie. Keep walking.
Fuck you.
Gordon Ramsay arrived hoping he could help the owners, Amy and Sammy Buzaglo, regain their customers' trust. But problems showed up almost right away. When Gordon sat down to taste the food, he quickly realized that something was seriously off. Gordon calmly told Amy that her cooking needed big changes, but she became upset and insisted that her food was perfect.
I don't think your pizza was undercooked. I checked it when I took it out of the oven, just like I do every other pizza, and to me it was crispy on the bottom. When I cut it, it was crunchy. So to me it wasn't wrong. I have never had a problem with that hamburger.
Dinner service quickly turned into a real headache for Gordon Ramsay because Amy refused to listen to his advice and became angry every time things did not go her way, making it hard for Chef Ramsay to help. In a sad moment, a young server named Katie politely asked if a table's food was ready after the long wait. Instead of responding calmly, Amy lost her temper and fired her on the spot, right in front of everyone and on camera. Aside from her nasty attitude, the dinner service didn't go well, and Gordon tried to sit down with Amy and Sammy to talk about the problems, but was surprised by Amy's reactions and refusal to accept criticism.
Believe it or not, my intentions are good. You're shaking your head already. It's become evident that you can't take criticism. Why is that?
What I do normally is good. I don't have people sending things back to me.
You don't know, Amy.
After many loud arguments with no progress at all, Gordon made a very hard decision. For the first time in the show's history, he walked away from the restaurant.
I can't help people that can't help themselves and cannot ever take 1 ounce of criticism. And if you're not willing to change, I'm not going to butt heads, argue, scream, whatever you want to say. I have the right to do the right thing. And the right thing for me is to get out of here. Good luck.
Although it was cruel to leave a struggling restaurant on its own, viewers clearly understand Gordon's frustration, which was evident in this comment. You know a restaurant's beyond help if Gordon's not the one yelling. While Gordon chose to leave regardless of its effect on Amy's Baking Company, the next restaurant witnessed another side of Gordon that no one expected. Dylan's restaurant was owned by Muhammad and operated by 3 different managers, each with a specific role. But instead of helping, this setup caused more problems and left the restaurant struggling. With poor management and constant confusion, the business began to fail, and that's when Gordon Ramsay stepped in to help. From the moment Gordon arrived, he quickly noticed serious issues in the kitchen, including flies and food issues. As Gordon spent more time at the restaurant, it became clear that one of the biggest problems was the general manager, Martin, who showed little care for the business or the customers. During dinner service, Gordon and Martin clashed many times. Unsurprisingly, Martin refused to listen or change his attitude, making it obvious that he was hurting the restaurant instead of helping it. And that was when Gordon confronted him, saying,
Yeah, you get off on it. Girl stroking your hair, massaging your fucking ego. You're such a fake.
Not fake, I'm just... Why are you saying I'm a fake?
You're riding Mohammed, you know. You're skinning that poor man. Yes, you fucking are. You're taking advantage of a weak, rich man.
The tension didn't end there for Gordon, as he called Muhammad to talk about the future of the restaurant after the dinner service.
Martin has an amazing way of manipulating you, and he's not worth his weight in terms of what he brings to the table.
Before they could finish their conversation, Martin suddenly interrupted to defend himself and clear his name. This interruption made Gordon very angry, and he responded with harsh honesty that tore Martin apart and made him willingly quit his job.
It spiraled out of control, and I asked you to come on board.
I'm glad.
Not guilty. Mohammed, I'm not guilty. I'm not going to take this put down anymore.
Please tell the owner, not me.
This is my last night. I'm out of here. I quit.
Nobody expected that part, But the viewers got excited because Martin quitting at the end was like the trash taking itself out. And with that, Gordon's cruelty made Dylan's restaurant deliver one of the most unexpected endings in Kitchen Nightmares history.